I just gave this tray a really good wash, so I am gonna let it dry and then I am going to sand it. I think it looks a little better now, just a little bit cleaned up, but it definitely needs a bunch of work on it to sand out most of what's going on with it, and then I'll spray it. I don't normally spray paint, I usually paint, but I'm gonna try to do spray paint on this to see how well it works and how it looks, and then kind of sand off a little bit to give it a little aged piece, and I'll see how I like it, and then maybe it'll get repainted. We'll see how the color looks. Generally looks pretty good. There are a few cracks and some things in here, but that's okay because this is an old piece and I'm okay with a little wear. Just gives it a little more character. There's nothing really broken in here, maybe just some deep scratches and things like that. So I'm gonna clean this up and then we are gonna spray paint. Okay, so I have this Rust-Oleum chalked paint. It's called Blue Harbor. We'll see how I like it once I paint it or spray paint it. If not, I have some fusion paints and stuff that I can do, or even a different color spray. I have a few different things here in the house that I could do, or even, you know, this bare chalk. So we'll see how it looks. I've wiped down all of the sanding dust off of this piece now. It's dry. Everything is pretty well scuffed up here, which is what you're looking for because you want your paint to stick to what you're painting. So I think it looks good. I shook the spray paint, so I think we are ready to start spraying. Okay, you can see the first coat. Spray paint never really covers very good, but we're gonna keep going here down the sides and see how it looks when we're done. I'm really liking the way this is looking. I don't know about you, but I think it looks pretty. Can't wait to get a second coat on it. It's gonna be beautiful. Okay, we are ready for the second coat on the top here. It's been about a half an hour. You just kind of want to wait till everything is not tacky anymore and we should be good to go. second coat is done. We're going to let this dry, and then we are going to turn it over and do the bottom. Let me just get these little corners right here. There we go. You can see it after it dries a little bit. Okay, so we are going to paint the bottom of this, and I'm going to just do a little spray touch up on some of the spots that I see look a little light, and we'll let that coat dry, and then we will put the second coat on. Here we go. Okay, first coat done. It has been about a half an hour, and the first coat on the bottom is dry. So I'm gonna do a final coat on this, and then I'm gonna let it dry overnight because I really want this to be solid when I start sanding off a little bit to make it look a little more antiqued or a little more rustic. So let's go. Usually not a fan of spray paint, but you know, this is doing pretty good. It is leaving a few spots, but you know, I guess it's okay because what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna sand the corners of this, and I'm gonna sand the sides and kind of give it a little more antique look. So I think it's okay that not every piece of this paint is perfect, and we will go from there because I think it's gonna look really nice. And I'll show you what I'm going to do or what I have to sand it with, and then once it really dries overnight, we'll get going and do that. You can see now that this is dry how nice it looks. It has a little kind of like aged look to it. I had to bring it in the house overnight because it was a little damp, so it needed to finish completely drying out, but I think it's good now. So I'm going to just really touch this up with the sander and just kind of scrape a little bit of the paint off to get down to the wood color, just to make it look a little antique like, and then we'll see how it looks and we'll go from there. Okay, so you can see I kind of scratched it up a little bit, but that's okay. So I've taken it around the edge and just a little touch to kind of get the edge of the paint off a little bit. I think it kind of gives it a little bit more of a rustic look. So I really like the way it's come out. And then I think we're good to go. So we're gonna go ahead and style this in a few minutes. Okay, so you can see in here how everything is kind of sanded down. I just did a quick wipe on it. It's not a lot, just a little bit of character, just to really kind of bring out and give it a little visual interest. This pair of lamps came from Goodwill. They were $9.99 each. I need a lampshade for them, so I'm going to be on the hunt for that. But they are very pretty. They just need a little cleanup, and I'm going to use them upstairs on the new tray that I just refinished. Everything here has been thrifted. I have some beautiful beads in here. The tray, which was $4.99, the candles on the left that were 99 cents each. I have this beautiful pot from England that I got for, I think it was like $3. A candle base as well with the candle for $1.99. And of course the lamp for $9.99. So I think all in all, it turned out beautifully. Let's get a little closer so you can actually see how everything looks.